Alright, what up guys, we're back at it with some Fable The Lost Chapters, and we are once again continuing the Demon Door series I never finished. And in this video, we're going to be covering the Grey House Demon Door, also known as the Lost Garden Demon Door. Now, this Demon Door is a pretty simple one, but it also kind of requires a bit of setup.
Single men not allowed.
He says, single men are not allowed. You need a ball and chain, a posh one with a title. And that means you need to marry Lady Grey, which is quite the prerequisite. So you definitely need to be a certain ways into the game. You need to have finished the arena so that you can have access to Bowerstone North. And then of course you also need to marry Lady Grey. So you can't expose Lady Grey and become the mayor. If you do that, you will not be able to open this demon door. So this is actually demon door that you can permanently lock yourself out of depending on what your quest choices are. So worth considering if you are not sure whether or not you want to marry Lady Grey or become the mayor. You will lose access to this demon door completely if you do not marry her. So we're gonna marry Lady Grey, and I guess I will show you guys the process of doing this. So first of all, you talk to her and you got to give her a gift. Now, Lady Grey is a pretty dark and mysterious woman, so she doesn't like normal gifts. She needs a dark and mysterious gift to fit her dark and mysterious personality. There's only one item in the game that fits this need, let's say. There's only one item in the game that fits this description, and I believe this is the only place you can buy it. And it is the Black Rose. Only someone with a heart as dark as its petals would truly appreciate it. I'm not really sure why they even have 4 of them, because there's literally nothing you can do with these Black Roses, I'm pretty sure, other than give them to Lady Grey. Like, I don't think... Like, if I give one to, like, her, you know? Yeah, they're just kind of like, what the fuck, mate? Like, what's this then, huh? Actually, now that I think about it, can I just give it to her like this? Oh, I can. That's nice. You can also just talk to her and it will like give you the prompt or whatever. I believe the next step is a house. Oh yeah, so house is the next step. Obviously you need to buy a house. I already have one, so I get to kind of skip this step. The easiest and cheapest one is obviously going to be Bowerstone South. So if you don't already have a house, go run down to Bowerstone South, buy that one, and you'll be fine. So the next thing she wants is her necklace, which she has apparently lost. And I'm pretty sure it actually got stolen or something like that, because that is pretty much the longest part of this quest, is obtaining the necklace, which actually doesn't take that long. But what you have to do is you have to first talk to every single green dot in town, and eventually you find out something about the whereabouts of the necklace. Not necessarily where it is, but the fact that it has been like stolen and hidden somewhere. You could probably sit through this dialogue and actually read it and pay attention to it, and it might make a little bit more sense. I just kind of talk to every green dot and skip all of this stuff because I know where to go and what to do, so it doesn't really matter all that much to me. But if I understand correctly, I don't think you actually need to talk to every single green dot. I think there's like a couple green dots that you have to talk to because they give you the most important information. The other green dots are just kind of like random dudes that'll maybe kind of tell you about it. I just talk to all of them anyway because I don't really know which ones are the ones to talk to or whatever. So it's easier just to talk to all of them to make sure that you have it ready to go or whatever. Once you've talked to every single green dot, the next step is you're going to go down to Oakvale because that is where we're going to find the necklace process. Now, if I understand correctly, and every time I've tried this, I swear to God, it hasn't worked. But what we're going to do is we're going to try the trick. Theoretically, you should just be able to dig the thing up, but I've never actually had that work for me. So we'll test it out just to see what happens, but I don't think it's going to work. It kind of looks like it worked. So yeah, there's Lady Grey's necklace. Just in case you were wondering what the actual legitimate way to do this is, I will show you. So yeah, these guys are not here anymore, but there will be 2 people here, and they will not start whispering to each other until you go behind here and enter sneak mode. So once you enter sneak mode and go back behind here, you'll start to overhear their conversation. They're like, right, so what did we do with the necklace? I hid it between the 2 boats on the beach, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what they say, but it's something along those lines. They tell you basically that they hid the necklace at the beach, and then you can dig it up. But anyways, once you have the necklace, you go back to Bowerstone North, and of course, give it to Lady Grey. So you give her the necklace, and then the next step is to fight Thunder, because, well, she has 2 guys that kind of want to marry her, and if you're going to marry her, you're going to have to prove your worth, and basically delete the other bit of competition. So yeah, at this point, you're fighting Thunder, which is honestly probably one of my favorite points in this game, is just like the first time that you get to fight Thunder. It's kind of cool. I like doing it. He's kind of an asshole, so it's always really cool to be able to fight Thunder. So anyways, the dialogue starts here, but annoyingly, you got to run all the way to Headsman Hill. So we're going to do that. Anyways, once you get to Headsman's Hill, you get another cutscene. Yeah, now you're just fighting Thunder, which is pretty cool. And there are a few techniques to fight him. I find Berserk to be really helpful. Not the Ghost Swords. Oh, I don't have Multi-Strike. Oops. So Multi-Strike is definitely really helpful for fighting him because he basically blocks every single attack. And then he also does this Lightning Strike thing, which is pretty annoying. But you can counter his lightning using your own lightning against him, so that's pretty handy. As you can see, he blocks all of your normal attacks, which is kind of why you want either Berserk or Multi-Strike, because both of those will get through his defenses. If you do not have either of those, you're going to want to find like a spell that works pretty well. So like an Area of Effect spell would be good. Something like Inflame or Infernal Wrath, something like that works pretty well against him. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck hitting him once and then using a Flourish, because that's really the only way to get through his defenses is with a Flourish. So it kind of is what it is, but it's still not too difficult. It's just kind of annoying. Yeah, he attacks too fast, blocks too much, and uses his bitch-made lightning too often. So like, use slow time, preferably have Berserk or Multi-Strike or like a decent spell at least, and you should be fine. I've had this video turned into like a Mary Lady Grey tutorial and a Kill Thunder tutorial, but like really we're just trying to get into a demon door. That's kind of the crazy part about all this. This is arguably like the most tedious demon door to get into out of all of the demon doors. Did it really not let me teleport from here? That's kind of crazy. Fun fact though, there is a silver key chest in here. Gives you a mana augmentation, which is pretty slick. If you fish from this pond, there is a silver key. I kind of just don't even care that much. It's just straight up not even gonna let me teleport from here. That must be Fable The Lost Chapters specific, because in Anniversary it just lets you teleport right out, which is kind of bad. Anyways, once you have defeated Thunder, the only thing left to do is actually marry Lady Grey, and then we can finally get into the demon door. So anyways, you get married, or you know, and so the hero married.
And so the hero married.
The other cool thing, you get a pretty massive dowry from marrying Lady Grey, in case you didn't know. 15 grand, pretty good. Better than pretty much every quest in the game other than the Kill Jack the Blades quest. Obviously, there's some cool things about here too. Might as well just whip those through real quick. Since this is like basically a Lady Grey tutorial, we might as well cover like all the things. But yeah, this stuff does actually become available to you if you decide to expose Lady Grey and become the mayor. So the one thing you do not lose access to is the mayor's house or whatever, because you become the mayor, so you get the mayor's house. There's a silver key in here. There's also a silver key chest in here that has the Katana Huryu, which is one of the better weapons in the game. It is the best single-handed weapon in the game other than the Sword of Aeons, but it's also a pretty cool weapon. A lot of people like it, and it's not that hard to get, honestly. So anyways, once you've married Lady Grey, the final step is to open the dang demon door, which was literally the entire point of this video.
Poor Lady Grey.
Poor Lady Grey.
Having you as a husband. Still, you're married, so slide yourself through.
He's kind of a dick about it, but yeah, that's that. You talk to him, and you're good. You get to go in. Now, if all of that wasn't kind of tedious enough, wait until you guys see what the prize is for this one, because it's honestly pretty disappointing, not gonna lie. It is one of the weakest weapons in the game. In fact, I think this might actually be the weakest master, or not master, but legendary weapon in the game. Oh, it's stronger than the Willows pickaxe, so it's actually not that bad. But it is still like one of the weakest weapons in the game. The axes in this game are all pretty weak. The pickaxes are all pretty weak. The maces are all pretty weak. Yeah, you know, 165 damage, it's not the worst in the world, but by the time you get to this point in the game, you most likely have literally any other weapon that's better than this. Like, Obsidian Great Hammer is almost as good as this thing. Like, if you have any, like, master weapon that isn't a pickaxe, an axe, or a mace, you're probably already doing more damage. And so that's something to consider. Like a master katana is gonna be better than Ronok the Axe, right? Like, plus it has 3 empty augmentation slots. This is actually half decent against Balverines, but again, it is pretty much too late at this point, because obviously to get here you have to have already done the White Balverine quest, you have to have already done the arena, which is literally all of the White Balverines you fight in this game, which is the most useful that this silver augmentation ever is. It is useful against normal Balverines too, but pure damage happens to do better than half damage and a silver augmentation. So the Soulless Greatsword will actually do more damage against normal Balverines than Ronok the Axe. Kind of an obsolete weapon by the time you get it, which is kind of why I never really do this demon door. It's just really not worth it. Even if you already have married Lady Grey, it's like, what is the point of going in here? Ronok the Axe is just not that good of a weapon. It just really isn't. But yeah, that is how you get into the Lost Garden Demon Door, or the Lady Grey Demon Door. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it and found it useful. And of course, make sure to slap that like button if you did find it useful. That definitely helps me out. And of course, stay tuned for more Demon Door content. I believe I have at least one more Demon Door video to do. And then I'm thinking I'll do a full Demon Door series so that all of the Demon Door videos can be in like one video essentially, so that you don't have to like dig around and find them. They'll just all be in like one go or whatever. Until then, stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, show the algorithm some love and hit that like button for me. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date on all my latest gaming content. Of course, for as little as 99 cents a month, you can become a channel member and help support the channel monetarily. On that note, I'd like to give a special shout out to my active channel members. Thank you all for your continued support. It is definitely greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.